Okay, let's try a little thought experiment. What if your gadgets could actually talk? I mean, really talk. Well, today, we're going to let you be a fly on the wall at a secret council meeting where our everyday devices are battling it out to decide once and for all who is the best. And this quote from the get-go, it just perfectly nails the vibe. Forget about buffering or slow connections. We're diving straight into a fiery, hilarious, and honestly a pretty eye-opening debate. So what's the big fight all about? Well, in this tech-filled world we live in, every single gadget out there is absolutely convinced that it's the most important, the most essential one in our lives. And trust me, they are not shy about letting everyone know. I want you to really picture this. Your phone, your laptop, your earbuds, all sitting around a table, probably yelling over each other, each one making its case for the top spot. Yeah, this isn't just a friendly chat, it's an all-out war for digital supremacy. All right, let's get to the main event. It's time to hear from the heavy hitters, and we're going to start with the one that, let's be real, probably woke you up this morning. Wow, okay. So the smartphone comes out swinging, and the ego is just massive. Its whole argument is pretty simple. I am the center of your universe. Think about it. From your first alarm to checking the news, getting directions, paying for coffee, and that last mindless scroll through social media at night, it thinks every other device is just a useless piece of plastic without it. But hold on, the laptop has a killer comeback. It just scoffs at the smartphone's whole song and dance about entertainment and endless swiping. The laptop's point is, when it's time to get real work done, who do you turn to? When you've got an exam to cram for, a video to edit, or a career-making project to finish, you're not poking at a tiny screen. You're opening up your laptop. And this right here, this lays out that age-old rivalry perfectly, doesn't it? The smartphone is all like, hey, without my OTPs and my hotspot, you're just a brick. But the laptop fires right back, pointing out how that supposedly all-powerful phone is constantly, desperately crying for a charger, while it stands tall as the undisputed champion of getting things done. Just when the shouting match between the two big guys gets to be too much, this other, quieter voice cuts right through the noise, the earbuds. See, they make their case not as the main event, but as our personal escape hatch. When the world gets too loud or you just need to lock in and focus, they're your sanctuary, your own personal sound bodyguard that lets you tune out the chaos. Right when you think the digital gadgets have it all figured out, the dedicated camera chimes in, and it takes a direct shot at the smartphone's biggest point of pride. The camera's argument? While the phone is busy turning out over-filtered, artificially sharpened reels for likes, it's the one capturing authentic, real-life moments. It's about genuine quality and memories that last, not just fleeting content. And this brings us right to the heart of a huge debate in tech today. The camera basically calls the phone's pictures blurry and fake, but the smartphone immediately claps back with, oh yeah? Well, I've got cinematic mode now, and my reels go viral. It really makes you wonder, right? What do we actually value more, the convenience of good enough or the specialized, top-tier quality of a dedicated tool? You know, after all that bickering about who's the best, the conversation in the Panchayat takes this really fascinating turn. The gadgets actually agree on something for once. We users, we get fooled by slick marketing and shiny exteriors all the time. So the debate shifts from just what they do to a much deeper question of what real quality actually is. Which, of course, leads to the big question for all of us. How do you see past all that hype? Well, the gadgets themselves are about to give us the inside scoop, spilling the secrets on how we can be smarter consumers and find the tech that's genuinely great. And here it is, basically a cheat sheet for smart tech buying, straight from the source. They're telling us to look past the flashy stuff. For a laptop, don't get wowed by a giant screen. It's the CPU, RAM, and a fast SSD that actually make it run well. For a smartphone, forget the cool color. The processor and the RAM are what really matter for performance. With cameras, it's not about the megapixels. It's the sensor size and the quality of the lens that give you those beautiful shots. And for earbuds, you want great noise cancellation, a clear mic, and solid battery life, not just a trendy design. It's all about what's under the hood. So, after all the arguments, the clever insults, and some surprisingly solid advice, where does this whole council land? It's time for the final verdict. What's the resolution to this epic tech showdown? You know what? The final verdict is actually incredibly simple and kind of profound. The Panchayat decides that there's no such thing as a single best gadget. The whole idea is a myth. The best device is totally personal. It's whichever one fits your needs like a glove. And building on that, the gadgets basically admit that their smartness isn't really about them at all. Their true potential is only unlocked when we, the users, actually understand what we need and choose the right tool for the job. So true intelligence isn't in the device, it's in the partnership between us and our tech.
And that leads us to the final, and maybe the most important part of the whole conversation. With the arguments settled, the gadgets turn their attention to us, the humans they were built to serve, and they start talking about our very complicated relationship with them.
In this amazing moment of self-awareness, the gadgets drop one last piece of wisdom on us. They're like, sure, we're smart, but you humans, you're the ones who are truly addicted. And their final piece of advice is a gentle nudge. Hey, put the phone down once in a while. Look up. And don't forget to update your actual life, not just your apps. And that's the question they leave us with. After hearing them argue and boast and then reflect, we're left to think about our own habits. Who's really in charge here? You or the device in your hand? It's a pretty powerful thought to chew on, especially coming from a group